Welcome to the Blockchain Hustle, where I take a look at some interesting plays of how blockchain technology is opening up new business vistas across multiple industries. The entire health fraternity is racing to find solutions to address the COVID pandemic. And for this, they need to have access to data, lots of data, reliable data. So, what is this data that we are talking about? This is the data about who all have been infected, who have recovered, and who, unfortunately, have not been able to. Everything that can lead towards making informed decisions. Now, one of the key problems which this health fraternity, the researchers, the medical professionals, health tech folks, public administrators, etc., what this health fraternity is facing is the lack of integration of reliable, verified data sources, something that they can use with confidence. Hi, this is your host, Meenu Serene, with the 7th episode of the series, Blockchain in the New Norm. Now, in the previous episodes, I shared on two sets of solutions for the enterprises in the new norm. The first one was on the safe back to work, which is some real examples of blockchain-based solutions towards getting your employees safely back to work and facilitating a safe working environment for them. The second one was a safe back to business. That is, how do you communicate trust to the market that you are operating a safe and a secure business? Now, today's share is on the third set of solutions, the one that aggregates, integrates, and shares the COVID-related data that can be tapped by the relevant entities in their pursuit for a medical breakthrough. So going back to what I started this episode with, a key problem faced by the clinicians, researchers, and the scientists who are studying the COVID-related data from multi, disparate, and solo sources is the lack of integration of verified data sources that they can use with confidence. How do you get reliable information? So why is this a challenging task? Now, my first take on this was that, well, it is the sheer volume of data because it's humongous. However, when I dug a little bit deeper into this, I found that it is not so much of the volume of data, but it is the data structure. It's a multi-step process. There are a number of unknowns, variables, etc. thrown in. The collected data needs to be cleaned up. You need to remove the duplicates, verify the data points, etc. And the data sources are so disparate. It is like, how do you collect the data? When do you collect the data? Which tests were done and which test kits were used? Then is a question of managing of this data. How is this data stored? Who secures the data and how? How is the sensitive information, the privacy addressed? How is health data sharing managed? Now, a strong data platform can help address this challenge. MiPasa is one such. Let me share a bit on this solution. So what is MiPasa? Basically, MiPasa is an open platform for attested coronavirus data. It's a verified data hub. It integrates, aggregates, and shares information at a very global scale from multiple verified sources. Built on Hyperledger Fabric and launched by Hasera, and Hasera is an enterprise-level blockchain-powered platform provider. And who provides data onto this platform? Well, the data providers include governments, hospitals, and in fact, anyone who might want to share information with the researchers. And on this platform, some of the existing data providers include WHO, CDC, the Israeli Public Health Ministry, and others. Further, if any qualified agency would like to integrate any of its own platforms to this one, to MiPasa, it can do so using APIs. And I think that's a very good thing because instead of getting or making your own additional solo platform, here you're using your own platform and integrating it with this common one. The objective is to make it easy to collect, collate, and study the pandemic relevant, reliable information. Now, the data uploaded, it is stripped of any personal identifying information. There are no personal identifiers. Thus, it helps to address your privacy and the personal data management concerns. Now, while I did say that this is a blockchain-based platform, the Hyperledger Fabric, the solution also taps on the data analytics and the privacy tools to help synthesize the data sources, to address the inconsistencies, help identify errors, misreporting, and the credible news feeds. Now, earlier I did mention that disparate data sources is a challenge. MiPasa uses 3 types of validation between these disparate data sources. The first one is that it reconciliates the data from all these disparate data sources like WHO, CDC, and others. So it reconciles that data. Secondly, it ensures that whatever new data it is entering into the platform, entering into the system, it matches the original one. And the third one, which I think is a great thing, is a public validation. Anyone can raise a flag. They can report inconsistencies or bad data. So how does this platform go about onboarding members? Because without the members, without this data, the platform has got no oxygen, right? So to onboard members, Hasera tapped its Unbounded network. Unbounded network is its decentralized platform which runs on Hyperledger Fabric on multiple clouds. And this platform has been in production for the last couple of years, since 2018. And the framework of this Unbounded network, it connects both public and the permission blockchains. Basically, it is an open collaboration amongst the participants. It is running right now on the IBM blockchain platform, on the Oracle blockchain platform, as well as the Microsoft Azure, AWS, and other clouds. And the information here is recorded on the permissioned ledger. So this is all about MiPasa. Now I would like to highlight a few points as to why did I find this solution interesting? Why am I including this in my podcast? So there are a few reasons for that. The first one is that it is multidisciplinary. It is supported by health professionals, software developers, and privacy experts, to name a few. It looks across disparate data sources to get informed decisions. It's not just looking through one lens. And because it spans all these data sources, these disparate ones, it is likely to give you more informed decisions. The second one I feel which is very relevant is it's a multi-party play. Major partners here include IBM, Microsoft, Oracle, the Linux Foundation, WHO, Johns Hopkins University, and others. Multiple parties can collaborate efficiently over the validity of this rapidly updating data. You do need to have this multi-party support if you need to have any traction in this. Third, there are strong validation checks between the disparate sources, something which I have outlined just a little earlier. Then it is not only authenticating the data sources, but it is also making that data easy to consume across the disparate sources, across different data structures. You don't want this health fraternity to be bogged down by converting the data structure from one to another and so forth. You just want this data to be easily consumed. Lastly, I would say that this platform is not just limited to being an attested data container. It is also looking at how do you facilitate to harness the power of this data. Now that you have access to this rich data, how do you tap it? It's not just having the data. It is what value do you derive from the data? How do you go about it? It's like laying a foundation to create new applications. And for this, Hasera has developed a tutorial for coders to build applications on top of this platform. Plus, it does workshops, etc., on how to deploy the platform's datasets. All in all, to accelerate the platform's adoption and use. Well, this was about this interesting platform called MiPasa. and I would share on another exciting platform solution in my next episode. So do keep a lookout for that and stay safe. Cheers. You've been listening to the Blockchain Hustle. Did you enjoy this podcast? If so, please do leave a short review, like it, share it, download it, subscribe to it. What should I talk about next? Please do let me know your suggestions by writing to me at meenu@vlsiconsultancy.com or through any of the other contact channels as shared in the episode notes. Thanks.